I was able to make it into the top 7,000 players in the Pokemon Champions ladder using a very obscure Pokemon. I think this Pokemon is super underrated right now, so I'm excited to showcase it in this video and hopefully give it more of the respect that it deserves. Hey guys, Andy here, and welcome to the first Pokemon Champions video on my channel. I'm really excited to bring you guys this video. I've been sitting on this team for a while, and let's dive right into it. So the obscure Pokemon that I've been using is Morpeko. And no, this is not a joke. I genuinely think Morpeko is good. Taking a look at its stats, its defenses and HP are pretty terrible, and its special attack is okay, but its speed and attack are pretty good. And given what Morpeko can do, its speed and attack are actually all it needs to be more than usable. Morpeko gets the signature move Aura Wheel, which does 110 base power with 100% accuracy. Usually moves that do over 100 base power have some sort of negative side effect, such as recoil, recharge, or lower accuracy. But Aura Wheel actually has perfect accuracy and comes with two side effects that I consider to both be positive. The first is that whenever Morpeko attacks, it boosts its speed by 1 stage. This is super useful because after one Aura Wheel, Morpeko will become the fastest Pokemon on the field due to its already fast speed stat. The second bonus of the move Aura Wheel is due to Morpeko's signature ability Hunger Switch. At the end of every turn, Morpeko will transform from either full belly mode to hangry mode or from hangry mode to full belly mode. This transformation doesn't impact Morpeko's stats or type, but what it does do is it impacts the type of the move Aura Wheel. When Morpeko is in full belly mode, Aura Wheel will be an electric type move, and when Morpeko is in hangry mode, it will be a dark type move. This change can be good or bad depending on the situation, and it's something you'll have to get used to as you use Morpeko more. I will say it can be a little bit annoying when you need one type Aura Wheel but you're stuck into the other until the next turn, especially when you need to hit a ground type Pokemon but you're stuck into the electric type Aura Wheel. There are definitely a lot of times where you're put into a bad situation, but I do think that the positives of this type change outweigh the negatives. For example, because it can be an electric type move or a dark type move, it's basically like you have electric type and dark type coverage in one move. A lot of times it feels like you actually have 5 attacks on Morpeko because you have electric type Aura Wheel and dark type Aura Wheel taking up 1 slot. As well as this, a lot of opponents are not quite used to Morpeko and not quite used to Aura Wheel. Because of that, you have better foresight as to when to use Aura Wheel and when not to use Aura Wheel because you are more comfortable with how you want to play your next few turns because you have that foresight to know what Aura Wheel will be doing in the future. Aura Wheel is a great move, but Morpeko actually has a really good move pool beyond Aura Wheel. Morpeko gets access to the move Fake Out, which is a really good move to force one of your opponents to flinch on a given turn. It also gets access to Knock Off and Parting Shot, so the combination of those 3 moves, you could kind of treat Morpeko like a mini Incineroar. Now granted, Morpeko cannot tank hits the way that Incineroar can, so wouldn't quite make sense, but because it's faster, maybe you could Parting Shot earlier and then bring something tanky in to take a hit after. I'm not quite so sure it really is a true mini Incineroar, but all 3 of those moves are good on their own right. It also gets access to the moves Agility, Nasty Plot, and Baton Pass, so you could use it to set up. You could also just use Aura Wheel to gain speed and then set up that way without using Agility too. Morpeko does get a lot of good setup moves, including Taunt, Thunder Wave, Snarl, Electro Web, Electric Terrain, Fake Tears. There's a lot of good things that it can do. It also has some weirdly decent coverage. It gets Brick Break, it gets Fire and Ice Fang. It also gets the move Outrage, which is pretty interesting. Maybe because he's hangry and he's just furious, I don't know. Funny. On my Morpeko, I actually choose to use the move Endeavor. Endeavor cuts down the target's HP to the same as the user's HP. This move is really good on Morpeko because we're going to give it the item Focus Sash. Focus Sash will allow Morpeko to tank any one-hit kill and leave it surviving with just 1 HP. And then he can use Endeavor to bring the target's HP down to 1 as well. It's kind of a cheeky strategy, but Morpeko is really good at it because his defenses are already pretty bad, so he's brought down to Focus Sash quite often. And because he's pretty fast and can use Aura Wheel to get even faster, usually he's the first Pokemon attacking and can get an Endeavor off quickly. Alright, we're almost 5 minutes into the video and I'm still talking about Morpeko, so let's talk about the rest of the team. Alright, so here is the team. You could use the team ID at the top if you'd like. My Mega for this team is Mega Aerodactyl, and Mega Aerodactyl is one of the fastest Pokemon in the format, so it goes really well with Morpeko because Morpeko, once it gets faster and it uses Endeavor, Aerodactyl will be the next Pokemon to attack, and it only has to do 1 HP to take down a Pokemon that's been Endeavored, so it's really good to get in there and get that KO. Aerodactyl is also really good against Charizard Y, which is one of the most common Pokemon in the format right now, so Aerodactyl can use Rock Slide. It can also use Dual Wing Beat against opposing Sneaslers, Venusaurs, etc. And then it has Tailwind, so we can increase our speed even more. A little bit of speed control there. Next is Sneasler, and Sneasler is also a really fast Pokemon, so can take advantage of those Endeavors as well. Fake Out is really good because if Morpeko has used Endeavor, Sneasler can just use Fake Out on the following turn if it gets switched in, and it can do that 1 HP and knock out a Pokemon there. Dire Claw is really good into a lot of the fairy types that are currently in the format. Very important move. And then Close Combat. And Close Combat is a really good move into things like King Gambit. And also with the White Herb, after using Close Combat, it will increase Sneasler's speed by double because of the ability Unburden. So Sneasler is just a really good, fast Pokemon to use that goes quite well with Morpeko. Next up on the team, we have King Gambit, and King Gambit is just in general really good in this regulation right now. It's got Sucker Punch for some speed control to go first if it needs, but other than Sucker Punch, it is fairly slow, so it's going to be tanking a hit first and then using Kowtow, Cleave, or Iron Head. I gave it a Chopple Berry because against opposing Sneaslers, King Gambit is going down in 1 hit, but it can at least tank once using that Chopple Berry. King Gambit is also pretty good into Trick Room teams. It's not amazing, but it's definitely one of the Pokemon I lean on when put into that situation. Next up, I'll talk about Milotic. Milotic is pretty good on this team because it is fairly tanky. It can take a lot of hits and stay out on the field and just do a lot of things to help out this team. Scald is probably its best move because a lot of times I'll try to lean on Scald to hopefully get a burn, but if not, Scald still does a pretty good amount of damage into a lot of Pokemon. Ice Beam is a really good move into Garchomp, and a lot of people are running Garchomp in this format, and they're not always expecting Milotic will have Ice Beam because a lot of Milotics don't run it now, and the way that I have Milotic trained, it is a 1-hit kill into 99% of Garchomps, so it's really good to get that Garchomp off the field when they're least expecting it. Life Dew is also a really good move on Milotic. Sometimes Morpeko will get faked out, and once you get faked out, you don't really have that Focus Sash anymore, but if you use Life Dew, you can get Morpeko back to full HP, so we can tank a hit with that Focus Sash. The last Pokemon I want to talk about on the team is Kommo-o. The 6th Pokemon on this team, I've been going back and forth a lot trying to decide what I want to use as a 6th Pokemon on this team, and Kommo-o I think makes the most sense. It's definitely been doing well for me recently. Kommo-o's big thing is that it's on the team to beat Archaladon. Archaladon is super tough for a lot of the other Pokemon on the team. Funny enough, Morpeko and Endeavor is actually a great strategy against Archaladon, but you can't always rely on the Focus Sash Endeavor strategy. It's just not going to happen every game, and if that Archaladon gets a lot of defense boosts, Sneasler Close Combat isn't going to be taking it out, and it's going to be really tough to take out Archaladon, which is why Kommo-o is put on this team. I trained it so that it's faster than almost every Archaladon other than ones that are running max speed with a plus speed nature. It should be able to outspeed everything else. And because of that, it can use Aura Wheel or Clanging Scales if it needs to take out Archaladon. And then also when we're not facing Archaladon, it's good you can set up Clangorous Soul. And Kommo-o actually is pretty solid into most teams. So that's why I think that Kommo-o is probably the best 6th Pokemon on this team, at least right now. Soundproof is also a really good ability because a lot of people will try to run Pixelate Hyper Voice and they think they're going to kill Kommo-o in 1 hit, but it does not do any damage, and Kommo-o can survive and set up whatever it needs to do. Also, it cannot fall for Perish Song, so Kommo-o is good for that reason too. If you're curious, this is how I trained my Pokemon. A lot of them are just putting all their EVs into their best stats. However, Kommo-o and Milotic were specifically designed for certain matchups. Kommo-o specifically Archaladon, and Milotic specifically into Garchomp. All right, enough yapping. Let's take this team onto the ladder. All right, I just played a game that ended in a draw. I had 3 Pokemon, and they had 1 Milotic, and they just kept hypnosising over and over again. So that was a super annoying game. Let's not have that happen again. All right, so we've got Gengar, Sinistcha, Archaludon, Politoed, Incineroar, and Frostlass here. Okay, so Milotic and Kingambit are both good into Incineroar because Intimidate will actually boost their attack and special attack, which makes me actually think they're not going to go for Incineroar. I think that we got to go Noodles, of course, because this is the whole point of this video. And I do think that we do want to use Como-O because, you know, the whole point of Como-O is to be good into our Archaludon, although I'm a little bit worried about Frostlass. So we kind of want to take out Frostlass at some point. Let's do Aerodactyl for maybe some speed. And then we can do Como-O and probably Milotic in the back. Sneasler could potentially be good too. It's just 3 ghost types is not great for Sneasler. I say Sneasler would be good into our Archaludon potentially, but not in this particular game. Just too many ghost types here. Okay, so kind of what I thought they would do is go for, because they're, you know, they don't want Como-O to be able to take out our Archaludon. So what we're gonna do here is, I think what we'll do is I think we're gonna go Aura Wheel into Frostlass and then protect with Arrow. Or maybe we just go straight for a Rock Slide because I bet you that they actually have Rain Dance on. I'm gonna protect. I bet you they have Rain Dance on this Frostlass of all things. I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Incineroar. Interesting. So they do bring Incineroar. I did not think they would bring Incineroar because a lot of people do not bring Incineroar against my team. And then Flash Cannon. Okay. So they might go Fake Out into Noodles and then Flash Cannon into Aerodactyl. So I think we can just do a double switch here. Because we're okay with them faking out Milotic. And then Flash Cannon is fine into Como. It's fine, I guess. Or we could do the other way, I guess. Let's do the other way, actually. So Fake Out into Como and then Flash Cannon into Milotic. That's better. Okay, it's happening exactly the way we thought. Oh, Electro Shot. Interesting. Electro Shot with no rain. That's really interesting. Electro Shot with no rain. So we do... I think we can go for a Clangorous Soul because I should be faster, as I talked about. And so I can increase my special attack. And just in case they're going to use Electro Shot onto my Milotic, I can just protect. Because they'll probably switch Incineroar now. No, they didn't. Okay. Probably going to try for a Parting Shot then into Como-O, which it will not affect it because of his ability. There we go. Okay. And they're going to go Parting Shot into Soundproof Como-O. Okay, that's not going to work very well. And now we can just go for Now I would say we can probably just go for a... See, the thing is that they're probably going to switch... if they're smart, they're going to switch our Chaladon out now. So I think I should just go for a Clanging Scales here. And then just in case they don't do that, we'll go for a Ice Beam onto our Chaladon as well. And I think the two of them should take it out. Switching out Incineroar, okay. For Elmo, for Politoed, okay. So they're going to try to go for an Electro Shot here. Clanging Scales does not do nearly as much as I was thinking it would, which is a shame. But okay, so my Milotic might be cooked. Let's see here. Electro Shot. Where are they aiming this? Probably into my Milotic. That was maybe a mistake on my part. Forgot about Politoed switch in. It could be into Como. No, okay. Milotic, thank you for your service, Milotic. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have wanted to switch anything else in. Like, I wouldn't have really been super thrilled to switch in, like, our Chaladon, or our Chaladon, what? Aerodactyl there, or Morpeko. Okay, so now we can switch in Noodles. I guess I could have switched in Noodles, and then we could have went immediately into Endeavor. What we're going to do is we're going to go Aura Sphere, and then we're going to do Aura Wheel. Now, in the video, I was talking about how you can use Aura Wheel to your advantage. I know next turn, Aura Wheel is going to be a Dark type, so if they do switch in Frostlass, I do have Aura Wheel Dark type next turn. So I can kind of afford to do this, knowing, you know, if I use this Fighting type move and they switch in Frostlass, I will have the Dark type move next turn. Or if they switch it in here. Oh, okay. That's actually fine. Aura Sphere, that should take it out. There we go. Okay, and then Aura Wheel. Although now he is -1 attack, which is a little bit rough. All right, so now they go Frostlass, and they can just switch into their Snow mode now. Does a Clanging Scales and a Dark type Aura Wheel kill it? Probably not. So I think maybe I want to go for a. Oh, but they're gonna fake out Noodles, aren't they? So I got to go for a switch here, I think. Or do I? No, I think I have to just go for it. They're probably going to fake out Noodles here. I don't really want to put Aerodactyl in immediate pressure. This is going to be an important turn, I think. Yeah, okay. So, wait, so Noodles was... Thank you for your service, Noodles. Noodles didn't really do a lot for us in this game, to be honest. But now we can at least attempt to try to get a Rock Slide flinch. This might be our only chance to win the game here. We have to go Clanging Scales and Rock Slide. And hope that we can kill them both. And then they bring in Politoed. Como can do fine against Politoed. So I think we can get these attacks off before they do anything with Aurora Veil. Rock Slide hitting here will be very important to determine what happens in this game. I do think that Frostlass will tank this just because it's snowing. But a flinch would be huge. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Oh, it started to rain though? Okay, wait, so this is going to do more. This is actually going to do more damage, so actually I don't like that for them. I like that for us. Okay. Protect. Oh, he goes for the protect. Okay. Oh, and then they're going to switch Incineroar back in, maybe? Well, they have to because it's going to be... No, wait. Well, no, it won't be dead. He's got Citrus Berry. They just want this... Okay, they lost their Snow, but they just want this Rock Slide to do less damage. But the Blizzard is not guaranteed to hit now. That's another thing, too, is that Blizzard is not guaranteed to hit. So we could win if a Blizzard misses. Of course, what's going to happen is one of my Rock Slides is going to miss, and both their Blizzards are going to hit, and then I'm going to lose. But okay, they're actually going to withdraw. Okay. I'm kind of okay with that. Both Rock Slides. Okay, Clangorous. Or Clanging Scales. Why are those names so similar? Clangorous, Soul, and Clanging Scales. I always say one when I mean the other. All right, so now it is just a 2-on-1 here. Oh, and they're going to bring back the Snow. Okay, that's smart. That is clever. Yeah, okay, that was a clever switch there, I will say. They played that well. Okay, so are we banking on a flinch here or somehow one of them surviving? I think that those are our options here. The Rock Slide does a good amount. It does a good amount. Okay. Clanging Scales. Yo, let's go. Let's go. They played well at the end. They played super well at the end there too. That was smart switching. They were in a hole. They were like, we need to bring in Politoed to, you know, get Incineroar to come back in and intimidate again. And then they had to switch the Frostlass out so they could bring it back in for the Snow again. A lot of stuff happening at the end there, and it was well played, but Como did what he needed to do. He killed that Archaludon, which is like the whole point of having him. And yeah, he clutched up in the end there. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, Vivian team. Yeah, I've seen this team a couple times. Usually the lead is Vivian. Try to get you with some sleep, and then they bring in one of the two megas to try to sort of, you know, sweep your whole team, and then they protect it with Sinistcha or Mousehold. I think I want to go with Aerodactyl first because that'll immediately strike a little bit of fear into their hearts for that Vivian. And then I think Sneasler is just generally pretty good into this team. Also, if they lead with Incineroar, Sneasler will not take the attack drop because of the white herb. It's also fairly good into Vivian. Hello, future editing Andy here. Sneasler is not fairly good into Vivian. I kind of meant like if I'm leading with Aerodactyl and Sneasler, that's good into Vivian. This was my first session commentating live while I played, and there's a lot of things going through my head while team preview is going on, trying to think about all the possibilities of what to do, and I didn't articulate everything I was really trying to say during this, so yeah, don't use Sneasler into Vivian all the time because it's just gonna use Compound Eyes Hurricane or something. Be wary. Delphox would be tough though. So Noodles is good into Delphox, and then King Gambit is good into both No, not really Delphox. Maybe Milotic. here. Como, not good. I think Como is definitely not a choice, because if they bring Floette, then Como is just cooked immediately. And then King Gambit is tough, because if they choose Delphox, then it's basically cooked immediately. Okay, so they didn't go Vivian. They did not go Vivian, which is fine. So I like my lead here, because I can still actually hit Floette because of Aerodactyl with Rock Slide, which we're just going to go for immediately. And then we're going to go for Close Combat into Mousehold immediately. They might switch, actually. Could they switch? Maybe. They could switch into Incineroar if they have it, which is my maybe. We want to just go Dire Claw into Floette in case they do switch. But they could switch in Sinistcha also, and then because they think I'm close combating into them. Incineroar, okay. So as I said, this is not going to lower Sneasler's attack because of White Herb. Aerodactyl. But Aerodactyl's attack was lowered, so this isn't going to do as much, but it's still going to be decent. Both Megas have come to party. And it used Protect, okay. All right. Rock Slide's gonna Protect, and it's gonna hit Incin. All right, so now Incin has Fake Out. I kind of just want to double Protect because I don't want to even deal with that, but then Floette could potentially go for a Calm Mind, but doesn't want to risk that. Would it risk going for Calm Mind? I don't know. I think I definitely need to protect Sneasler. Aerodactyl, I think I go Rock Slide and then protect Sneasler, because Sneasler is very important in this game to kill Floette. I need to keep Sneasler rocking here, so I'm kind of okay if they go for Fake Out onto Aerodactyl, which they don't. Okay. Oh my god. All right, that's maybe fine. If I get a flinch here. Oh my god. Huge turn there. Okay, wow. So that was the craziness of RNG. So Floette will maybe Protect now. I mean, what are they going to switch in here that they're like happy to switch in? I don't think they are. I think they're just going to Protect. Could I just Dire Claw Incin? I mean, the thing is, if they don't Protect, I kind of just win if I hit this. That's really why I want to do it. I kind of just win if they don't Protect. Okay, they do Protect. I think it was worth at least trying that. I think they're gonna either maybe Parting Shot Sneasler or. Oh yeah, if I Dire Clawed, that would have been huge. Into Incineroar at least. He's gonna go for a Parting Shot, yeah. And they're gonna go Mouse Hold. Okay, that's kind of fine. I kind of just want to keep it rolling with the Rock Slides. But I feel like now they're gonna target Sneasler, and now we bring in Milotic, I think. Because that now it's really tough for them to bring in Incineroar. Milotic, if they try to intimidate Milotic, his special attack will be raised. Or her. I forget if my Milotic is her boy or girl. Calm Mind, okay. They do go for the Calm Mind, okay. Milotic is a girl. Are all Milotics girl? I don't think so. So I think we can just keep going Rock Slide here. And I should have maybe stayed in with Sneasler. I really didn't think that they would risk going for the Calm Mind Protect like that. Especially because if I just chose to keep using Dire Claw, it would have been really good. Okay, they're not using Follow Me. Probably going for a Super Fang. Draining Kiss. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Super Fang, okay. Yeah, they're outplaying me right now, I will say. Get a burn though. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna keep going for the Rock Slide because I don't think Aerodactyl. But they might have Vivian in the back, which is why Noodles will bring us through to the end game. Okay, and now I'm gonna start going for attacking Mouse Hold, I think, because they're probably not going to use Follow Me. Faint, okay. I thought I was gonna protect maybe. Rock Slide, go for Flinch, please. Flinch on Floette, come on. Moonblast, okay. Thank you for your service, Milotic. Yeah, they just wanted to double up on Milotic there. Okay, so let's do... Sneasler. I'm gonna keep rolling with Rock Slide. I'm not usually just a Rock Slide spammer, but it makes sense against Floette. It's just not getting any crits, which is a shame. And then Dire Claw into Floette. And if they do Follow Me, then that's fine. They don't do it. Are they gonna protect? They're gonna go for Sinistra, okay. They're gonna protect, yeah. Rock Slide. To Sinistra. Okay. And then dual Wing Beat finally. This is a very frustrating team to play against. That's why it's definitely used by pro players in tournaments and things, because it's just like put Floette out there and just rotate pieces around it. And it works pretty well. It works pretty well. I feel like they're going to bring in Incineroar now. Yep, here it comes. Incineroar. Incineroar is dead at least. And how much will a Dire Claw do? Let's find out. Oh my gosh, not enough. Oh my gosh, so close. I did not get a lot of flinches. Did not get a lot of flinches. I'm pretty much lost now. Okay. Faint. We're gonna need more Morpeko. Miracle game here. We're gonna need a freaking rock slide flinch here. I shouldn't have let my Lodic die. I think that was how I lost, actually, because they couldn't have just kept bringing in Incineroar if my Lodic was there. Okay, follow me is fine. I have a dark type move anyways. Please flinch Floette. That is our only chance of winning. Please flinch Floette. Okay. Yes! Oh my gosh, we're back. Oh my gosh, we're back. That is crazy. All right. Hospitality is definitely tough. But what we're going to do is we're going to go for double protect here so that we can get Morpeko into a dark type move. We're going to need flinches from here on out, people. Oh, wait, they could go for Trick Room. They're probably going for Trick Room, and we lost. Yeah, that's it. My only hope is that they don't go for Trick Room. They went for Trick Room. They went for Trick Room. No, they didn't go for Trick Room. Okay, okay. Now we just need flinches all the way down. I've used Rock Slide 9 times. That's so crazy. Oh, man. Come on. The fact that I could potentially still win this is pretty wild. Go for Protect, okay. I do need a flinch now. That was a solid protect, I will say. Flinch, if I used a move on Floette. Oh my gosh, would have been a game changer. So do they now go for Trick Room? Right? Could they potentially now go for Trick Room because of what just happened and we just double up on Floette? It's not impossible. Or they could... No, they just protect Sinistcha. I mean, they could do it. They could do it. Or they could maybe also go for Life Dew. They could go for Life Dew. Trick Room might actually be still a win for them. Life Dew. Okay, okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. They forfeit. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. I can't believe that. I can't believe they threw. Oh, okay. And we're back into the top 10,000. Whew. Morpeko. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Yeah, okay, not a clean game at all. I made a lot of mistakes in that game. Obviously, you know, I'm not the greatest trader ever. I'm still very new. Only started BGC when Champions came out. So I still make mistakes, but I think someone piloting this team that's even better than me could go even higher. And I think I still could take this team much higher, although there's not much season left with MB coming out. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Try out Morpeko. He's really fun. Or Morpeko. I don't know. I always switched how I was calling him. But yeah, thank you guys. And I'll catch you for next video. Probably be starting up some new megas or trying out some new megas in Regulation MB. So thank you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.